For many Ohioans, the national championship game could sting a little as the Ohio State Buckeyes are not in the fight. But for Athens, Ohio natives, they have themselves an LSU Tiger that they're cheering loud and proud for. The former Ohio State Buckeye and current LSU Tiger quarterback Joe Burrow is an Athens high school graduate and now a Heisman Trophy winner. He's dominated on the football field this past season, breaking SEC passing records, and has led the Tigers to the national championship for the 7th time in their school history.
Well, we've known Joe since his days at Athens High School. We were thrilled that he started out at Ohio State. We would live for every snap he got in the OSU spring game. When he decided to transfer to Louisiana State, I remember we were standing right here at this establishment watching them beat Miami in their turnover chain. And so we've been really huge fans ever since we've known him since high school. The coolest thing is that he's still the same guy. I mean, he's turned out to be the best college football player in the country, but he's still the guy we know from Athens, Ohio.
His season will go down as one of the greatest of all time in college football, but it's the impact off the field that has made Burrow a Southeastern Ohio legend.
The donations that Joe Burrow's message has been able to bring in for the region itself has not only, impacted positively the residents and the community here, but also just elevating the need in the area and drawing attention to not only Southeast Ohio, but other regions like Southeast Ohio.
One of my teachers said it's the biggest current event at Athens ever, which I think is true because what else?
During his Heisman-winning speech on December 14, 2019, Burrow talked of the struggles of living in southeastern Ohio. A Facebook fundraiser for the Athens County Food Pantry was created after that speech, and the goal was set for $1,000. Burrow's words made an impact no one saw coming, and that $1,000 mark was broken the next day.
Being able to live in Athens and to have somebody like Joe Burrow who is from here and to speak out about some of the disparities in our area, I think has really had a really positive impact, especially as far as all the students who live in the community, kind of being able to rally around not only OU, but the Athens community as well.
I think it's been pretty cool because, when Joe mentioned us on the speech, it really put us on the map because we're kind of known as the forgotten region with all of the poverty here. And so I just find it really cool because knowing that he graduated from our high school, it can show all those kids who don't have a lot that they can do that too. And it's just really cool to be part of that experience.
It took less than 24 hours for $80,000 to be donated. Today, it is at over $503,000. For Gridiron Glory, I'm Joseph Hennessy.
Go Tigers!
Woo! It's been a couple of weeks since we've done this, but that doesn't mean we've forgotten about the big boys up front. We never ignore what the linemen are doing week in and week out. Ain't nothing but love over here for the men in the trenches getting hit in the face all night. Here is Lineman Love. The John Glenn Little Muskies run game has been solid all year long. Noah Wellmeyer takes the carry, runs through the hole, and gets flipped. But hey, he gets the positive gain. But let's slow it down. Blaze Baker leaves the D-end open for Gary Hoffman, the pulling guard, and he pops him and opens up the hole behind him. My goodness, that's gotta hurt. He about took his helmet off, he hit him so hard. And we have John Glenn again, but this time right at the goal line, Wellmeyer with the outside zone run. He crosses the plane and gets in for the easy tutty. But look at Anthony Perkins. He's looking for a ceramic to hit, and he does just that with a lot of power. Tight ends need some loving too, and don't worry, we'll give you it if you block like that. The Waterford Wildcats with Zane Heiss now. He takes the snap, scrambles around, trying to find anything, and he sees the opening, then takes it to the crib, past 3 Belpre defenders. But it all starts with number 65, Gavin Brooker, getting the D-end to open up with a swim move. The grass is slippery, but he doesn't care. He keeps his feet moving and lets Heiss sneak in behind him. Heiss does the rest, but it all started with number 65 in white. Joey Moore with the RPO. He sees nothing, scrambles right, and he uses his legs to get the gain up the field. But I love this right here. Look at this man, heart over height. The junior, Alex Leatherwood, at 5'8", 165, explodes off the line and gets his hands under the D-end's shoulder pads. He keeps his hands and feet active, allowing Moore to use his athleticism and create something from nothing. We see you working in the trenches, and we're giving the linemen and tight ends all the love tonight. LL, baby. Panaleo takes it right, and look at the double team pancake. Sands and Caden King on the new Lexington defender. Couple of strides later, and this time it's AJ Collins with the bulldozer pancake over the DB. Panaleo would take this one to the house. He better have gotten them breakfast or something the next day for that play. Meigs' freshman Walker Mayer stands at 6'2", 350, and he uses every pound on this stop. He gets up, extends his arms, uses his hands to push the offensive lineman away, and wraps up the runner just short of the end zone. NY and Drake McLean would get the final laugh though. Next play, McLean gets his hands under Mayer's pads and gets the leverage he needs to block out for the Mikey Seal touchdown. In the FAC, they get some love too. It's Washington Courthouse and it's right tackle Ryan Barton with a kickback and hands up ready to slap and swipe away the defender's hands, then finish it off by leaving him on the ground. Can't do nothing if you can't stand up. Now we have Waterford. Here it's a counterplay and the linemen are going to block down to open the hole. It's Quentin Doak and Hayden Reynolds with a double team to open up the hole behind them. Trimble's Cam Kittle with the big hit on this play, but big gain for the Wildcats overall because of those guys up front. Finally, it's the Wellston Rockets, and they do what I call a big boy down block. Garrett Warnock and Zach Howell double team the River Valley defender, and they do what big boys do at the line. They bully other big boys, and that's why we're giving these two and all the guys we saw some love tonight. This summer, the Copperheads hope to have at least half of their 30-player roster made up of players that could take to the mound. So losing 9 pitchers to college restriction or injury before the season even started, men head coach Austin Dunphy had to get creative with this post on Facebook and Twitter.
And reached all corners of the country almost, and got call after call, and then some local people who knew some guys sent me some names, and then got about 5 pitchers within 2 days this past week. They've helped us tremendously.
Jacob Ladley is one of the new players on the team trying to make a name for himself on the field. The pitcher from Piedmont International University in North Carolina said he was working on his mechanics all summer while also working at a lawn care company, cutting grass 9 to 10 hours a day before head coach Austin Dunphy reached out to him.
I'm cutting grass, I'm running a weed eater, and I'll go lift weights and all that. As a pitcher, I'm using literally every muscle in my body to be able to go out and do what I need to do and to go out and succeed and execute on the mound. And so for me, that's kind of been the hardest part.
Ladley had to drive 7.5 hours to get to Athens to play. He says the road trip was worth it to play for the Copperheads.
I've only been here since Thursday afternoon, and they've been more than welcoming.
Dunphy hopes the new look Cheds can continue to fight and claw for a playoff opportunity in the Great Lakes Summer Collegiate League.
If we stick around and we keep battling the way we have all summer long, we've got a chance to make the postseason, and then got a chance to win the whole thing too.
For WUB News, I'm Joseph Hennessy.